Hello. All right, welcome in. Welcome. My name's Taylor Rose, and this is Cutting the Mustard. This is kind of a special edition. This is not my usual day. I typically do live shows on Thursday here. So today, I'm going to be revamping one of my old recipes. I'm kind of still writing the new recipe. It was a viral video that I did in October for Scotch eggs, and I just haven't really messed with the recipe since. So I'm going to be playing around with some Scotch eggs today. So let's make some. I'm first starting. I have my pot over here already. I put some eggs in here, and then I covered it with cold water an inch above that and added some salt. I'm waiting for it to come to a boil, and then I'm going to put a lid on and take it off the heat for 4 minutes. And I do have some eggs already like that. So if you don't know what a Scotch egg is, it's an egg, and like typically I see this hard boiled rather than soft boiled. I'm going for that soft boiled action today. And so typically it is a soft or hard boiled egg, and then it is coated with sausage, and then it's battered and fried. So I got some of the flour and panko breadcrumbs over here. Oh, I hate it when I say that. Panko in Japanese actually means breadcrumbs. So when you say panko breadcrumbs, you're just saying breadcrumbs. And I just did that. Kind of like saying chai tea. Oh yeah. Oh, there we go. May have to call Mr. Mustard in here to help boil or help peel these eggs, since it's the most tedious part of this. And if y'all don't know who I am, hi, I'm Taylor Rose. I have my own page. My username is Ketchup is Garbage, but you may know me as the Mustard Queen. I'm usually in a yellow apron talking about mustard. Oh, yeah, peeling these eggs are unbearable. And so I'm starting by soft boiling my eggs. You can absolutely make these with hard boiled eggs if you want, but that's not my style. Not my style. And one of the best parts about this for me, anytime I peel an egg, I always struggle with it. I know there's all sorts of hacks online to deal with that, but since we are coating this with sausage and then breading and frying it, then we don't care what the outside looks like, and no one's gonna see. Just more grooves for the sausage to get into. And of course we're mustardifying it. Oh, I know that's why it was weird. My music's not on. I knew I felt awkward, though I typically do. All right, it's at a boil. Lid on, off the heat. Oh, hi there. Hi, Christina. You know, and I've heard that too, but but then I also see those articles where, oh, it doesn't actually do anything. I know for an acidic solution, it helps the egg coagulate, so it helps the egg keep its shape. I'm not sure what it does for the shell. I'm going to have to try that next time. I know you can just throw an egg into a solution of vinegar, and then eventually that shell will dissolve. I know that's a cool little science trick. Ah, there we go. And also, if you have older eggs, they're better. Oh, you do baking soda? There's so many tips and tricks. One of these days, I just need to do a live where I try all of the hacks, because I struggle with cutting onions as well. I also cry just about every time I cut an onion. So we'll do that sometime. But right now, I'm just going old school with everything. Maybe I'll put a little vinegar in. Maybe next round. I'll give it a try. Hi, Kaz. Hi, welcome. Today, I am playing with my Scotch eggs recipe, and we'll be making some sauces with that. I had a somewhat viral video about this in October, and it's one of my favorite foods. It was, when my husband and I got married, our wedding was kind of an insane chaos event. And so our caterer whose business was Love You Brunches, our caterer decided to go ahead and start serving hors d'oeuvres before our wedding even started, which totally needed, but it was just Scotch eggs, and those Scotch eggs were gone before I walked down the aisle, and I was so annoyed by it because I didn't get any. What's up? Oh, I saw Kaz, like, his actual... I know I saw him pop up, but I know Kaz is on the road today, so... Alright. And you can do this ahead of time, too. You can just store the peeled eggs in a thing of cold water in the fridge overnight until you're ready to do that. Alright. Yes, please, tap the screen, share the live to your friends. You can share it right back to me. That's fine. I won't be offended. If you don't have any friends you want to share it to, just going over there and copying the link, that helps as well. Alright. My hands are slightly wet, and that's the worst to put on gloves. Alright. I do want to season this a little bit, even though I have hot sausage, so it's already pretty well seasoned, but I have really great seasonings myself, so some ancho powder. I got this ghost pepper salt from the farmer's market. I'm a little obsessed with it, but like I never think to use the ghost pepper salt. Oh yeah, that's a good amount. I never think to use the ghost pepper salt until I've already salted my dish. A little bit of smoked paprika. A little bit of chopped parsley. This is just the dried stuff, which I know with the dried stuff when it comes to parsley, it's just really for green flakes of color. Oh, you know what? I think I want some herbs in here too. This is a really forgiving recipe. That's why I didn't quite write one out yet. Just because you can adapt it for so many different flavor profiles. I'm going to throw in some chives. Now I am saving some of these chives for later because I am doing a sour cream and chive mustard dipping sauce. I'm also thinking I'm going to do a cheese sauce for this. I have a couple of different mustard ideas too. Bunch of different mustarding sauces. I mean, my nickname is just random mustard sauce. Alright. Let's do a little bit more. Let's not be so greedy with the chives. And my husband's here. He can run out to the garden and get more. Okay. I'm not wanting to overwork the meat, not wanting to get gummy, but I am wanting to incorporate everything. Oh yeah. I am so excited for these eggs, though I know for a couple of them, speaking of, a couple of them I have already made them a bit more well done than I'm hoping for, because the dream here is to have a very runny yolk when I'm done with this. But when you're peeling the eggs when they're soft boiled, it's hard for them to not fall apart when they are soft boiled. So it's kind of a game. Another thing I saw Alton Brown do this once, where he stored his eggs in the fridge like this, so that way when he made deviled eggs, hard-boiled eggs of any sort, the yolk would be centered. I am doing Scotch eggs today, which is it's a softer or hard-boiled egg, and then we coated it in sausage, and then we batter and fry it. So I'm trying that hack. Alright, let's bring these to a boil. And then we'll cover, remove from heat, let it sit for 4 minutes. For each egg, I'm going to want the same amount of sausage too. So I do have a scale And so about 100 grams of sausage per each egg is what we're looking for. So I'll go ahead and roll out some. In our bare feet. Let's see how good my eyeballing is here. I'm pretty excited. I love Scotch eggs, and they are kind of tedious, so I don't do them as much as I would love to. Like, I typically just settle for the hard boil. That's 131 grams. Almost 107. Okay. 99. Come on. Okay. This is just getting ridiculous. Why is the perfectionist in me not able... Okay. There we go. That's 100 grams. That you're here tonight. I'm always like right at 99 and then I'll jump to 103. Both times now. There we go. I also have some chorizo that I'm going to try if I have the time. Because I know I'm going to soft boil plenty of eggs to make sure I get some soft boiled. Which I won't be too horribly upset if I get hard boiled ones in these batches. But I do want the soft yolk. Alright. Welcome in. Welcome to Food Talk TV. We do go live every single day. We're always doing food content. I typically go live on Thursday nights at 7 Central. My show is Cutting the Mustard. Today's a little special edition, me playing with some eggs episode. And if you do miss some of this live or just want to rewatch it because you like my face that much, we will have it on Facebook and YouTube tomorrow. Alright. There we go. That was able to get me 4. Maybe I'll combine the little leftover with some of my chorizo. Alright, let's move yonder. Oh yeah. All right. I do have some that, you know, yeah, let's go ahead and start coating these. Let's do that. Because I do have some eggs I've already peeled, some that need to be peeled, so we can get started with our egg wash. See if I can bend y'all back anymore. Nope, that's as far as you are getting away from me. I do have a container of panko, 2 eggs, which I will crack here in a second, and some flour. I haven't seasoned these yet, but I'll just do the same seasoning that I did with the sausage. Some ancho, smoked paprika, ghost pepper salt. Hey there! Which I never think to use this ghost pepper salt until I've salted it, so I'm excited. I went ahead and grabbed it. But it is pretty hot stuff. About like a 1/4 to a 1/2 teaspoon of each seasoning in here. I am going to make sure I salted this, even though I added the ghost pepper salt. We still want to make sure it's salted. Hey, Allie, what's up? I'm throwing a little more. I don't like my flour to have the same complexion as I do. Okay, still kind of, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. On the 30th, we have one of our Food Talk TV members, Kunti. He's going to be featured on TikTok Live. What time is that, Kaz? I'm excited about that. That is so rad. I'll keep those eggs over here. Oh, thank you for the gifts. I appreciate you. Yeah, that egg did not want to crack. Wow. Impressively stubborn egg. So, I'm not a giant fan of Rachel Ray, and that's mostly because she did this thing for $40 a day, and as a front of house employee, I just always saw that she did not take care of the servers in that, but... So I won't watch her just for that reason, but one of my favorite things about her show is her garbage bowl and how she always has the garbage bowl. So I'm stealing her idea because I love having the garbage bowl, but to make it my own, I'm going to call it the ketchup bowl. 1 p.m. Eastern on the 30th. I'm excited. I'll be there. I'll be there. Of course, some mustard in the egg wash. Alright. I'm going to pour a little buttermilk into that. I am doing Scotch eggs today. I had a pretty viral recipe about this in October, and I haven't made these since, but I wanted to kind of, you know, refresh on that. I didn't even, like, look up what my old recipe was. I did watch the old video of mine, but I didn't even look it up. I will most certainly be needing more eggs for that, but we'll revisit that. Alright, let's get to it. Okay, so I know I can do 4 eggs already. Your mustard is so good. Allie was telling me that she made her own mustard, and I'm excited for you. I love it when people tell me that they've made my mustard. Okay. Okay, little bit of a... So, I got my sausage. I did add some herbs, added some seasonings in here. The thing I did not add, though, was mustard. And that's kind of my shtick, you know. If you don't know who I am Mustard Queen, aka Ketchup is Garbage. And basically my content is just about mustard, how to make mustard, mustard trivia, mustard facts. I'm the mustard, or one of the mustard girls. There's a lot of mustard girls on this app, but we all have little different things to offer. So I did weigh these out. Each one of my eggs is getting 100 grams of sausage. So, toss that. Now, every single person I see online or in videos doing this, I always see them do with cling wrap. But, like, I don't know about y'all, but I struggle with cling wrap. So, I'm trying parchment paper. I do remember the last time I did this, I had the best luck when I floured my hands or dipped them in cold water with dealing with this, because this is just a messy mess. Ah, yeah, flattened that out pretty well. I think that will do. Put this over here. So we'll start with one of my eggs that I am most certain is not going to be soft-boiled, but that's okay. And I'm dusting it with the flour and shaking off the excess. Ah, there we go. And then Let's see how the parchment paper does as far as wrapping this. Ah, yes, I'm glad I used the spray. It is a bit thin, but it's okay. We're just gonna carefully work it. Ooh. We want it to be evenly coated. I'm gonna get a little bit of flour. It doesn't stick with parchment. I didn't want it to. Because with the cling wrap, it sticks to the cling wrap and doesn't peel off. For me, this was easier. If cling wrap works better for you, please do that. But this just works better with how I was going. And then reshape. And plus I also sprayed non-stick spray on here just so it wouldn't stick. But, there we go. Gonna dip that. In my flour. Oh yeah. I mean, wax paper and parchment paper are interchangeable for the most part, except parchment. I know there's a bunch of subtle differences, but parchment paper is just better for high heat cooking. Alright. Hey Ryan, would you grab a sheet pan for me? I have it right there on top of the kitchen table. It's just away from me.
In the rack?
Mm-hmm.
Wire rack?
No, not that one. The other one.
This one?
Yeah.
With the rack?
Yes. Yeah. The other one is... Yeah, that's hot. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, well there's one of them. A lot of times too, like if I know my eggs are soft boiled enough, I'll stick them in the fridge for a bit so that way I know that they are cold enough. My eggs are currently just sitting in water that was ice water. I'll grab some more. Oh, I have an egg in there. Hopefully it's a soft boiled egg. I am sure it's probably hard boiled because there were a couple that I got distracted with. It happens. I'm gonna add some more. Oh, there's mine. I'll add ice to this one. And I'll be done cooking eggs for a while. Yeah, my newer ones are gonna be better. I may even shove those in the fridge before continuing that. Just curious where everyone's from. I'm genuinely curious. I'm in Tennessee. I know sometimes these lives can go all over. All right. Let's do this again. I am going to go through so many gloves, y'all. Ooh, Central Florida. Oh, you don't like eggs? I'm so sorry. Oh, there we go. So I'm going to try it not sticky side this time and see if it works better as far as a wraparound thing. I'm not helping with the mustard, but come on. I think that'll be nice. There we go. I think when I did this the last time, I did with plastic bags and that worked really well. I'm also curious what other foods that y'all don't like, because we have someone who doesn't like eggs, which is a little unusual, but I mean, I love eggs, but also my page is called Ketchup is Garbage, so, I mean, I literally make content about hating a condiment. Mostly I talk about mustard, but sometimes I bring in the ketchup hate. So, is there any food that you just can't do no matter what? Alright, this is where I was saying that it's okay that we have the ugly eggs, because we're going to be coating it. Nice nooks and crannies. Oh yeah. See, I don't like it when the sausage sticks to it. Yeah, I liked it much better when I had the non-stick on there. I appreciate the comments, though. There we go, yes. Oh yeah, that's fair. That is totally fair. About hard-cooked and overcooked eggs. That's why I like a lot of, whenever I do scrambled eggs, I typically go for a soft scramble. Or like, I guess most people will know them as Gordon Ramsay eggs, but they're really a French-style cut. Or a French-style cook, a very small curd egg. Oh, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Alright. There we go. Just toss back and forth a little bit to get the shape I want. Alright. Oh, there we go. Yeah, everyone online was saying the cling wrap works really well. And I remember the last time I made this, I straight up attempted the cling wrap and it just didn't work for me. So if y'all ever come across a recipe or a site and they give you a tip to help you out and it doesn't help you out, it's probably not you. It's probably just different tips work for different people, you know? You like to cuddle your eggs when you scramble them? That's interesting. I like to eat mine, but... you don't like lamb? You know, I could get that. I could get how some people could think it's a little gamey. I mean, I don't think that. I love it, but... I also saw a bunch of recipes online talk about how they double breadcrumbed this, where they would dip it back in the egg mixture and then dip it into the breadcrumbs. And I don't think that is a good idea for this recipe, just because the goal here is when we stick it in the fryer, we want it long enough for all of the sausage to cook. We don't want it there long enough, though, for the egg to cook anymore. So a double breadcrumb would just make it larger. And it's pretty. He takes her dress. Alright, let's move that icky wax paper over here. Okay. And welcome to my fry station. And my fryer is preheated today. I'm going to remove that. Alright, just going to place that. And I think about 6 minutes here. We'll see. It's kind of like the first pancake, you know? You don't just... The first ones are never great. That's how I feel about frying things. It's just like that first pancake. Alright. I am going through so many gloves today. Hi there, what's up? Welcome. If you're just scrolling through, you're just walking in, welcome. This is a special episode of Cutting the Mustard, and I am making Scotch eggs today. So there's so many different tips and tricks that people have. I'm just kind of going over the kind of things I'm liking to do with this. Gotta set a timer, that's also really helpful for this. So I have 2 of them in the fryer. Oh yeah, I can just tell this is a jammy. Maybe, hopefully it'll just be a jammy egg, because even if these eggs are jammy after the fact, we'll be okay. I love Scotch eggs when they're jammy. It might even be better than the runny egg, so they're less messy. Alright, and then this is 100 grams of ground sausage. I also added some seasoning to that. There's some ghost pepper, mustard, some ancho chili powder, smoked paprika, though hot sausage is generally pretty well seasoned as well. Also tons of chives and some mustard, because hello, I'm the mustard queen. I'm Taylor. You can find me. I'm known as the Mustard Queen. My username is Ketchup is Garbage, and I do a lot of mustard content. So if you like mustard at all, you should give me a follow, just because I talk a lot about mustard. And probably, I feel like I talk about it in a lot of different ways than how other people talk about mustard. There's plenty of mustard people on this app, though. So I gotta stand out when I talk about it. Alright, flatten that. Kind of wrapping it like a present. Little meat blanket. Oh yes, please share the live. It does help out Al Gore and his rhythm when the live is shared. If you want to share it to me, that's fine. Or you can just copy the link and that works the same as well. I think next time I put buttermilk and I put some of this horseradish mustard in here as well. Yes. So all day we're using a lot of eggs for this. But anytime I do any sort of breading, I always add mustard to my eggs, just because it's free flavor. And plus mustard, whenever you're whisking eggs together, and you add mustard to it, mustard has an emulsifier that's better than... Why am I not doing one hand dry, one hand wet? Anyway, mustard has an emulsifier that's better than eggs, so that's why mustard is added to vinaigrettes a lot of the time. It's just for that emulsifying factor. Yes. Yes. You know, honestly, as long as the sausage is cooked, I will be happy here. Alright, let's see if I can do this with a wet hand and a dry hand, like the frying rules say that you're supposed to. Whenever you have a frying station set up, and you have three things set up, you have your flour, you have your egg, and you have your breadcrumb, and it works better if you have one hand for dry stuff, one hand for wet stuff, because otherwise you end up breading your fingers, which I most certainly did. Alright, this is my wet hand. Don't let me forget it. You put I've made a mustard meatloaf before, and it was fantastic. I did a Carolina barbecue sauce type thing, and it was really good. So with this one, we're not going to flatten it as much, and see where that takes us. I think I was giving the eggs a lot more credit. There we go. I think that looks way more reasonable. Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't dip the egg into the flour because the flour is going to give it something to stick to. Otherwise, it's going to be a slidey mess. There we go. Oh yeah, that works way better. Oh yeah. Don't listen to those fools that tell you cling wrap. Or do if it works for you. Little toss back and forth here. Kind of round out the flavor. Plus, it's a fun thing to do with your hands, just slinging my meat around. Oh, thank you! I appreciate you. Twisted Crazy Old Lady, how are you? Alright. Okay, this is my wet hand. We're not going to let me bread my fingers. And one thing... Oh. My timer went off. I'll pull those. We'll check those out in a second. Oh, look at me already messing up wet hand, dry hand. Me too. I love cooking. And I didn't grow up with anyone that, like, knew how to cook. So, a lot of this is I learn as I go. A lot of it is I read a lot. A lot of it is, this was a hyperfixation meal I had for 2 weeks, so I can cook it. This was a hyperfixation back in October. But I haven't touched these since. And they're one of my favorite things to cook. Alright. Yeah! What are you doing? Oh yeah, let's see. So this is how they're looking like now. I'm gonna let them cool. So we'll see how they come out. Thank you. I have Scotch eggs. I'm doing Scotch eggs today, and I've wrapped up 4 of the eggs. Ooh, this is a everything needs to be sanitized station today, okay? But I do have some more eggs. There we go. Oh yeah, these are way easier. Oh! And that's because this egg was... It kind of cut in half. We'll see if we can get a better egg. That'll be my last resort egg. How about that? A lot of times too, I'll, as I pull them out of the hot water, I'll crack them first and then shove them in the ice. That seems to help a lot with my peeling as well. Oh, there we go. That's the magic sauce. I remember reading that as a hack and trying it once and thinking, this doesn't work for me. This is terrible. But that was brilliant just now. Using the spoon and just like peeling underneath the membrane of the egg. That's lovely. So the reason why old eggs are easier to peel than new eggs is because as the eggs age, there are air pockets that form between the loose egg white and then the thick egg white. So as the eggs get older, that air pocket becomes larger, and so that's why it's easier to peel when they're older. It's also when you're trying to look and see if you have a fresh egg or an old egg, then you just put it in a thing of water and see if it floats, because the older egg will float. Oh yeah, no, everything over here is dirty, dirty, dirty. No cross-contamination over here. All of it is tainted. Yeah, I've definitely tried this tip before, and then it just didn't work for me, so I never tried it again. Okay, see, maybe with this egg is the reason why I didn't, but that goes to show that, like, sometimes you just need to, like, retry something just because it didn't work for you the first time. Okay, I think I cracked the egg all over that last time, too. It's weird how, like, every egg is different. There we go. Ooh, this is for sure a soft-boiled egg, so I'm stoked about that. I think that's also why it's more difficult to peel. Yeah! But it worked for me that last egg, but when I tried this egg, not so much. Okay, there's the membrane. Yeah, once you're able to, like, get that membrane and peel. Hey, Ryan. Do you think you would want to peel some eggs for me? Huh? Yes, please. Thank you. I should have asked for stagehands before. That's the real egg peeling hack, is get yourself some stagehands. Okay. Be careful with this one since I, like, wrecked it, but... And while that's going on, I will get the chorizo for this. Because I've never tried this recipe with chorizo before, but I really want to try it. Oh yeah. There we go. Why even wear gloves anymore? No, it's what? It's best. That burn light. Okay, and I need to shove my next ones in the oven. Or in the fryer. I let my little deep fryer over here get back to temperature. Oh yeah, here you go. Gotta keep them separated. Alright, timer for, let's do 6 minutes 30 seconds this time. Okay. We'll come back to that. Got chorizo. I think I'm going to do Arizona Heat mustard. This is one from Coops, and like they sent it to me, and it was kind of one of those. I read the back of it because the ingredients are water, sugar, vinegar, mustard seed, and like sugar being one of the first ingredients. I'm like, what are you doing? Just sitting in ketchup? Like, why did you do that? But no, this is actually a really great, flavorful mustard. That's not like it's hot, it's sweet. It's just a really great mustard. And they're not paying me to say that. All they did was send me the mustard. All right. Thanks. I love cake. No. All right, let's get it started. Hello, welcome. I am making Scotch eggs today. If you are unfamiliar with Scotch eggs, a little ghost pepper salt. If you're unfamiliar with Scotch eggs, it's essentially a soft or a hard-boiled egg, and then it gets wrapped in sausage, and then it is breaded and fried. Now, I have chorizo in my hands right now. I haven't tried it with chorizo yet, but I don't see how it could be bad. Maybe let's weigh it a little less, because last time I did 100 grams each. And that was based off of my recipe last time. And a long... Alright. I think 85. We'll see how that works out for us. Welcome. If y'all aren't following Food Talk TV, you should give us a follow. We do live content every day. My show is usually on Thursday nights, which I did have a show last night, but I'm doing a special edition today, and I'm just playing around with some Scotch eggs. So if y'all want me to write a recipe for this, I absolutely will. It's just more of a... I'm playing with the recipe before I write the recipe, you know what I'm saying? Because I've written recipes for it before, but I was a whole nother tailor back then. And this is one of my favorite dishes, so it requires a good, like, looking back at it. I've also been, like, really curious if I could, like, grind salmon and do this with salmon. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've been, like, just really curious about ground salmon for this. Oh! So I have some of my chorizo, and then I have some of the sausage. Yeah, that's going to be a little bit of a big boy, but it's okay. It'll be interesting to see, like, with the fat content differences of that. Too many times. Alright. Let's see if we can squeeze out a couple more of these before the show's over, and I gotta whip up a sauce too. Alright. Back with the parchment paper. A lot of these recipes that I see online for this will have the wax paper, but I can't work with wax paper, so if that works for you, please do it. I am not that person. Alright, flatten that out a bit. I'm going to have to sanitize everything over here. Y'all had no idea. I mean, you have an idea. You've been watching me. Ah, there we go. Going to dip it in flour first, just to make sure it's not slippery and can stick in the egg. Oh yeah, this might be a little too greasy for this. I don't know, we'll have to see what this turns out, but maybe for my next recipe I'll just like combine it with some regular ground pork. We'll see. But I've never tried it with chorizo. I'm genuinely curious about doing this with ground salmon and doing like an everything bagel kind of like sauce sort of thing. Alright, hello, thank you so much. You are so amazing. And I'm not going to toss it back and forth because I'm trying to keep this hand dry. But that's what I did earlier, and I ended up getting a really great shape. So, Soft-boiled egg, dipped in flour, then wrapped in my chorizo mix. And we are gonna toss in flour, and then toss in our egg mixture. Anytime I do any sort of frying, I always put mustard into my egg mix just because it's free flavor. Just like you season the breadcrumbs and the flour. And then into the panko, which panko in Japanese means breadcrumbs. So if you are saying panko breadcrumbs, you are saying breadcrumbs. So don't be that person. And be that matter-of-fact person whenever you hear someone say panko breadcrumbs. And there we go. It's just waiting in line. We got 34 seconds. There's no way I'm going to be able to whip out one of these in that time. Oh yeah, that's a little too thin. We're just wanting to evenly wrap the egg like it's a present. Wash my hands and then I'll take those out. Smash!
Hey.
Big cat! And y'all, he did this on my live yesterday too, and like he would never do that while we're paying attention to him. Like he would never, but now that we're paying attention to something that's not him, and he just got fed. Oh man. Do your pets do this? Oh my goodness, like he would never. Like I think before this he's been on the table maybe once or twice. And he's 15 years old.
You ready to get
Oh, do you have an egg?
Ready to get this? I'm working.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm just scotching my eggs more quickly than he can peel the eggs. So they are painful eggs. It's not just me. Oh, you want to rinse it? Or I'll rinse it. Oh, insane in the membrane.
I had to go get this squirt bottle
Oh, squirt bottle.
for the cat.
Oh, for the cat. Which I've been reading about how you're not supposed to do that though.
No, it works.
Yeah, it works, but like, I don't want to traumatize our cat. Yeah, unofficial taste cat. No, if he wanted to eat that, he would have eaten that already. I mean, did you see how large that cat was? I mean, like, if he really wanted to eat it, he'd be eaten.
It looks as big as one of the eggs that he was hatched from.
Yeah. Oh, thank y'all for the likes and the shares. Please share the live. It really helps out Al Gore and his rhythm. And if you don't want to share it to me, or if you don't have any friends to share it to, you can just copy the link. That works the same.
Fucking, why the fuck?
Ryan, please try not to curse on my
Sorry,
mic.
you asked me to peel eggs.
Alright, so with that ball, into the dry. Little shake of the excess. Forming into balls. Sometimes, like, especially if I'm doing a lot of these, I'll stick them in the fridge, like, as I'm doing it. Or, like, I'll stick the eggs in the fridge as I'm preparing everything else, just to make sure I get the eggs as low of a temp as I can. Because hopefully I'm going to get some of these to have soft-boiled or jammy eggs. They'll still be delicious if they're hard-boiled, but, like... Donate? Oh, I'm not collecting donations. Is someone else collecting? I mean, like, I can give you my Venmo. It's my username, ketchup is garbage. No, that was a joke. Okay. And, ta-da! Now, there are a bunch of recipes that will have you, like, double coat this. Like, dip it back in the egg and dip it back in here. But I want to make sure... But that will make it so thick, and I want to make sure that the chorizo or pork is cooked. But I don't want to overcook the egg. All right. And drop these back off. And then my temperature has come back up. And then I think we'll do 2 more before I'll just cut it down to 2 of my sauces. I know I need sauces. All right, back over here. Man, it's taking me longer than I thought this would, but imagine if I didn't have stagehands to peel my eggs for me. Hi, welcome everyone. If you're not following Food Talk TV, be sure you're giving Food Talk TV a follow. We go live every single day. Typically my shows are on Thursdays. My show is called Cutting the Mustard. And so I did do a show yesterday, but today is a special edition where I am playing around with a Scotch eggs recipe. And if you are unsure of what Scotch eggs are, it is a soft or hard-boiled egg coated in sausage, breaded and fried. Which I love using I love using the deep fryer during the summer months because I have a little small deep fryer over here, but I'm not really having my stovetop on. I say as I'm about to turn on my stovetop to make a quick cheese sauce. Ooh, I did not set a timer, so maybe 5 minutes? Okay. Alright, let's see if I can beat the husband in a peeling.
Did you tap these before you pulled them?
Some of them I did and some I did not.
Most of them I did not.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's what happens when I'm on live sometimes. I just completely forget normal things. Because my brain is occupied with the other things. Okay, there we go. Because, like, typically when I'm making these and I'm not on a live, who cares about lighting, right? I'm trying not to damage my egg in an attempt to beat him, but I know he's not racing me, but I'm racing him. Oh yeah, once you get the membrane.
This membrane just will not come.
All right. Yeah, if you want to give up, that's fine. Yeah, just give up. It's fine. Apparently eggs are the limit today. Alright. Little dusting here. Thank you. I do understand that these eggs are a little challenging. So, little dust of flour. A lot of recipes will tell you to do cling wrap. I'm not doing that because have you dealt with cling wrap? Oh, there we go. Little egg. Yeah, I'm thinking the chorizo will probably be a bit too greasy for this particular dish, but we'll see. Any other meats that y'all think would be good with this? Like, I'm sure I could cut chorizo with something or cut ground pork with something. Maybe do, like, ground pork and bacon. I'm thinking that would be really good. Though I am really sold on my salmon idea and doing that with like an everything bagel. I do have an everything bagel mustard. I don't know what albondigas are. Are those traditionally made with ground beef? Ooh, prosciutto, that would be nice. Yes. Okay. Oh, do you have one more egg?
Yeah.
Okay. Woo. Yo, my hands have gotten all of the washing today. Okay. It's okay, I'm just doing this last one. So I do have this part chorizo and part of the sausage from earlier. It's going to be a bit more than what the other ones have, but I think it'll be interesting. Hi there, welcome, welcome. Thank you for the follows, I sure do appreciate that. Follows, likes, and shares really help us out. Especially if I get like a lot of followers while I'm live, I can be like, look at all these people that want to come back for me. Which typically my show, we go live every single day. My shows are on Thursdays 7 p.m. Central. But this is a special edition. And I figure, since it's a special day, I'm going to make one of my favorite dishes. Ah, there we go. Ooh, it smells very Scotch eggy here. Oh, yes. Yeah, it's okay. Okay. I'm just throwing in, well, I'll wait for this egg. Is this song going to get stuck in anyone else's head today? Ooh. And then, panko! Breadcrumbs. Yes. And you know what? I think I am done. I think that's a wrap on these eggs. It was excellent. It was exactly what I wanted. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I know. I'm so extra. Okay. Little clean up, everybody everywhere. Everybody do your share.
Sorry about not getting those. They were giving me extreme anxiety.
Anxiety. Hello. Welcome. Okay. Y'all have to see and let me know if you can guess like why my husband gave up. I so appreciate him though, because he did really help me out with that. He didn't do many eggs, but the eggs he did do were crucial. They were at the exact time I needed. That comment was really shelling. Yeah. Just doing a little sandy over here because I had all sorts of raw meat and raw meat fingers and tossing and slinging meat around, and we're just gonna do a little clean on that. If y'all are just scrolling through here, welcome to Food Talk TV. We go live every day. If you missed this live or want to rewatch my husband flipping out about eggs, you can watch this on YouTube or Facebook tomorrow. My show is called Cutting the Mustard, and I'm typically on Thursdays. If you want to go check out my account, you absolutely should, especially if you like mustard, because I talk a lot of mustard and I insert mustard in a lot of my recipes. Typically, the only ones I leave the mustard out is when I'm doing a dessert or a cocktail. Which, of course, I have done a cocktail with mustard before multiple times. I've also done desserts with mustard multiple times. But it's not in everything. I can eat things without mustard. I'm allowed to do that. Okay. Let's get this party started over here. Yeah. Ooh. I don't usually spend much of my show cleaning. It's like this never even happened. This is like the 4th time I forgot to put a timer on, so I'm sure it'll be fine. I have a good sense about these things sometimes. Okay. Not my last time washing my hands, but it should be one of my last times. Or at least I hope. So I'm gonna get my pan started here. I'm doing a little mustard cheese sauce just because I can, and I'm also thinking a sour cream and chive dip as well. Of course, when it comes to mustards, it's just so easy to whip up a mustard sauce. Like, take any mustard and just throw in some honey and some mayo, boom, honey mustard sauce. If you're looking for the yellow school bus kind of honey mustard, it's mostly mayo with some yellow mustard to it. That's a trick. I don't know if that's a common thing. I thought it was common knowledge, but that's one of my top comments I get on my mustard content, is asking me how to make that school bus yellow sauce. Mostly mayo, some French's, and some honey. Ooh, you know what? We were at the grocery store today and we bought this Simply Peach juice. And this Simply Peach, it's just so good of a juice. And I've been thinking how good that would be as a mustard. Like, watch me make a peach mustard with that Simply sauce. All right. And I am turning off the fryer. And we'll introduce those in a second. Which typically around this time of year, I will see all sorts of Georgia peaches for sale as well. But I read somewhere that there's a shortage of Georgia peaches. I'm sure it has something to do with climate change. Because there's all sorts of shortages going on for all sorts of the weirdest food items. Most notably, what I've been reading right now has been about sriracha and why that is, or at least the Hoi Fongs, the green cap, that rooster sauce, and some of it has to do with climate change and it being more difficult to grow, but it has a bit more to do with the water and like the river, or the Colorado River, and them distributing those resources across everything. Because Mexico had agreed with the U.S. that it would take less in times of drought. I believe it was in the 90s or something that agreement was made. I can't remember. But that agreement was made, but we've been in a drought for so long, and I don't think that they could have ever predicted we would have been in a drought so long, so Mexico's crops aren't getting grown. And one thing that's taking up a lot of the Colorado River's resources is alfalfa. Like, apparently it's like a high water needed thing, but it also feeds cattle and stuff like that, so a lot of the Colorado River resources are going towards alfalfa. Which when I first read that, I'm like, are you kidding? Is there really an alfalfa market? But it's not for us. So this is some Coop's honey mustard. Typically when it's looking like this, it's like mustard with honey in it. And that's all a honey mustard is mustard with honey in it. But those school bus yellow ones are the ones with the added mayo to it. Ooh, I was gonna do... Oh yeah. I'm gonna get a shallot real quick. Shallot bee, shallot bee. And just grate some of that in here. Get some more of that like onion feeling going. I also thought about making this a cream cheese dip, but come on, there's just something about sour cream with chives. And mustard. Now. Oh yeah. Woo! That is a shallot-y shallot. Woo! I always get hit with those. Like, guaranteed my husband would have done the same thing with that and not have experienced what I just experienced. So if you see me crying in a second, it's nothing y'all did. Alright. So we whipped that up together. Alright. I'm gonna melt some butter. We're gonna let it get all nice and foamy. Maybe my temperature is up a little too high, so I turn that down a little bit. I was on a little higher than medium, and now I'm on a medium-low. My whisk is missing, so this will do. So I'm making a roux to start out my cheese sauce, just equal parts butter and flour. I did 2 tablespoons of each. A whisk would have been way better, but someone stole my whisk. That someone was me. I'm the someone. I'm not doing a dark roux or anything. I'm just trying to cook out the flavor of flour a little bit. But of course for other things you'll need a darker roux, so you'll keep stirring like this for a very long period of time. I'm so glad that as a thickener that's not necessary. And whenever I'm making these sauces as well, my milk is either room temperature or I have it heating up on the side. It just mixes way better. Oh yeah. Once again, whisk would have been better. Doing with the utensils I have on hand. On my hand, get it? Nah. Yeah, I know y'all aren't here for my jokes. My yolks. Ooh. I made one of these really recently. I did a beer cheese where instead, well, I did have milk, but I also used an entire 12-ounce beer and grated some jalapeno, or I diced some jalapeno and then grated it in some jalapeno at the end, and that was really good too. I'm using that Arizona Heat mustard, little nice sweet heat mustard, so I don't have to slice up jalapenos. I've been working through my jalapenos. I'm gonna throw in some water so it can be a little bit more forgiving of me. I typically add a bit more liquid than necessary and let it thicken up and reduce as I'm doing other things. The one time, the sauce came together super quickly. Alright, very low temp. Got a grate. Isn't that just great? Gotta grate my cheese. And maybe just direct shoot. There we go. Come on, I know there's a way. There we go. You know what? Slightly off the burner. Closer to me. There we go. I like this. Which, like, this is a really great cheese grater and all, but, like, why don't they have a better catching method? Like, a better way for something to catch it. Seems like a product misdevelopment. I'll get it later. There we go. Cheese. And of course, mustard. I haven't salted this yet. Don't melt it, because I'm about done here. Oh, don't melt the, that thing. It's like, what are you talking about? I want melted cheese. Oh yeah. It's a very, very gooey sauce. It's like the first time in the history of ever I've thickened up a sauce so quickly. Oh yeah. This will work. I am okay with this amount of cheese. Oh, the cheese grater bottom. Which, if y'all have been on my page before, my content is about mustard. My username is ketchupIsGarbage. They call me the mustard queen. But I've been doing roll for mustard, which is like my take on the roll for sandwich thing. And I've been using this as my dice tower. I think that's just lovely. Oh yeah. I'm not upset by this. Yes! My sauces never come out this ooey gooey and cheesy. Oh yes! Yes! Alright. Let's start cutting the eggs. Let's do it. Thank you! Chef Mustard, I like that. so many people on this app that, oh, thanks! There's so many people on this app that call themselves Mustard Queen or the Mustard Lady and all that, but I think Mustard Chef is something I can have specifically for me. So I like that. I've also been called the Mustard Bartender before, and I really like that. Didn't this song just play? Or am I just having a little deja vu over here? Ah, got another member of our team. Yes, and thank you for the gifts so much. All right, I'm kind of nervous because we got to make sure the chorizo's cooked. Got to make sure the egg isn't... Okay, so it's not hard boiled, but the chorizo is cooked and it's like pretty jammy on the inside. So I'm not upset with this. I'm not upset with this at all. Mustard bartender, yes. Which bartending is my professional background. That is what I've done. I used to work for a chain steakhouse. I worked for a chain steakhouse for like 13 years, and they had this like bartender competition, and I actually got to be one of the top in the country, and I got to go to the Jim Beam Distillery and like compete there, and I got 4th place in the country. It was just such a great experience. So it's like, even though, yeah, a lot of my experience is chain, I feel like I've gotten a lot of great experiences through that. Oh, this is a chorizo one, and jammy egg, yes. A coddled egg. No, not meatballs, these are Scotch eggs. So what I did was I soft-boiled an egg first, and you want to make sure it's like on the softer side of soft-boiled, but also it's difficult to peel, because then after it's peeled, we are going to dust it with flour, and then I did, some of these are ground sausage, some of these are chorizo, and then I flattened it out on wax paper, or I combined that sausage or chorizo with some seasoning and some mustard, and then laid it out on the wax paper, kind of pressed it thin, wrapped the egg around there, and then bread and fried it with the seasoned flour, eggs, and then panko. Ah, thanks. I'm excited. I am thrilled. Oh my goodness. Okay, no, I thought it was going to be, it was misleading because I saw a little bit of yellow. So, this one's not my prettiest work. Should have had more flour on the egg. That's why I did that, but it means I'm going to have to do a little taste test, because it's not like I can take a photo of this anyway. The chorizo. I will be making Scotch eggs again with chorizo. That is amazing. And the egg, I think I almost prefer jammy rather than the running because it's not as messy. I mean, it's messy, but I'm gonna, hold on, excuse me. Oh, right on. Well, I'm never in a rush when I cook. I don't like cooking when I'm in a rush. I just don't like it. But I was saying earlier that, like, I haven't made these since I had a viral-ish video. Like, 70,000 views, no big. But, like, I still get views and likes and comments on that video, even though I did that in October and I haven't made these eggs since. But my hook for that video was, like, excuse me, I gotta deep throat this Scotch egg. And then I was just feeling that. Okay, still jammy? Still jammy? Not hard boiled? Okay. Okay. And I'm using a serrated one, so I'm not... So I am sawing this. Still jammy? Okay, I'm kind of disappointed because I think this means that I haven't gotten any runny, but we'll see. And it wasn't very even, but it's okay. The sausage got cooked evenly. It's fine. As long as your sausage is cooked, you did a great job. That's my only rule here. Kind of like my knife cutting skills. As long as you didn't hurt yourself, you did it. Ah, that's a bit runnier. There we go. And considering that these have already been soft-boiled, and then, like, wrapped in sausage, and then fried, the fact that they're jammy and not hard-boiled is amazing. Because for the longest time, anytime I had a Scotch egg, they were hard-boiled, and I thought I just didn't like it. I thought it just wasn't a very good snack, and then I started having them or I had them soft boiled for the first time, and I was hooked. I'll take the jammy. Yeah, there's something about like the fattiness of the chorizo. I'm gonna need to cut this with like ground pork or something without so much fat, because it did not want to stay together. All right. So no incredibly runny yolks this time. Sometimes I'll throw my eggs in the freezer for a few before I fry, but I was on a live show today, so. Oh yeah, that was not it. But yeah, all jammy eggs. I'll take it. I will take them. All of them are jammy, none of them are runny, none of them are hard-boiled. Ooh, yes. There's so many different sauces and so many ways you could go about it. Little arugula, which arugula is a brassica, meaning that it's the same plant family as mustard. So the little peppery bite that you get is a defense mechanism for the plant. Because once the cell wall breaks, it releases some, or it creates a chemical reaction and then releases it. It's supposed to get the predator not to eat it. All right. Little apple cider vinegar. Just a quick salad. A lot of times I'll use a mason jar to toss my dressings in. That's also super helpful. This is a plating salad dressing. Alright. I'm just really wanting something to cut all the like fat we have here. Yeah, if you're ever making something that's super rich and there's just so much going on, you're going to want to cut it with something acidic. That will help. Also, something sweet helps. Something spicy helps. Something alcoholic helps. Alright, let's see. Which one are my beauties? That's just who I am this week. Oh yeah. These are my beauties right here. Oh yes. Oh yeah, one sauce. Pop it and pull it. Oh yes, this cheese. I was so worried it was just going to be a bowl of melted cheese and I wouldn't be able to portion it out, but it's just gooey and delicious and perfect enough. Yes. Never in the history of ever have I had a cheese sauce come together so quickly. I was almost thinking I was doing something wrong. Maybe I'm just doing things right. Little of my ancho powder. I'll buy dried chilies and I'll make my own chili powder. And this is one I did that's just ancho powder, which is a mild, but it just has such a great flavor. Oh, maybe I should have just like used the egg to, there we go. There we go. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, y'all, I am never in a hurry when I cook. Like, whenever people come over to my house and I'm cooking dinner, they know to have something to eat before they get to my house. And by the time they're hungry again, I'll have it ready. And no one complains because I'm cooking. Oh, the sauce I made, this is a honey Dijon with a sour cream and chive ordeal going on. I also grated some shallot in here. And this was just a quick cheese sauce I put together, 2 tablespoons of butter, let that heat up in my skillet until it got foamy, added 2 tablespoons of flour, let that toss around a little and thicken up. I did a cup of milk, and that is usually my proportion, but it was way thicker than I imagined, so I did top it off with some water. And I did do some Arizona heat mustard, which is by Coops. It's kind of like a nice sweet hot mustard. But yeah, all this stuff has mustard in it. So, yes. What do we think? So yes, I will be making some more of these tonight, and hopefully I'll have some content on my own page about these, and hopefully I can get a runny egg. But it's okay, I got some jammy ones, and I am happy with that. Yes. I feel like I could get this at a restaurant and, like, not be upset. Wonderful. Well, thank y'all for coming into my special edition of my live show. Once again, I'm always on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central. This was just a special edition, me coming on and cooking one of my favorite things. I cook with love, and so I'm excited for this. If you want to check out my content, my username is ketchupIsGarbage. You can just search Mustard Queen. It's fine. But I will see y'all on Thursday, and thanks for watching. Happy mustarding.